Long ago, in the ancient world, there was a young goddess named Persephone, known for her beauty and innocence. She was the beloved daughter of Demeter, the goddess of harvest and fertility, who controlled the earth's crops and made plants grow. Demeter and Persephone walked the earth, bringing spring and a good harvest to all living things. Wherever Persephone went, flowers bloomed, and the world came to life. Persephone had bright green eyes and flowing red hair, and she spent her days in peace, playing in the meadows, laughing with her friends, and picking flowers. She had only known light, warmth, and the love of her mother. Life was perfect for her. But, deep underground, in the dark and cold underworld, another god watched her. This was Hades, the god of the dead. Hades was lonely, ruling the quiet land of the dead where no one laughed or smiled. When he saw Persephone, he was struck by her beauty and lively spirit. For the first time, Hades felt a deep longing, but he knew he could not win her heart through kindness. So, he decided to take her by force. One day, while Persephone was alone, picking flowers far from her friends, the ground suddenly split open. From the crack in the earth, Hades appeared in a golden chariot. Before Persephone could scream for help, Hades grabbed her and took her down into the underworld. The ground closed above them, and Persephone was gone. When Demeter discovered her daughter was missing, she was heartbroken. She searched everywhere but could not find her. In her sadness, she abandoned her duties as the goddess of harvest, and without her care, the world began to suffer. Crops withered, the land dried up, and people began to starve. Winter fell across the world, and nothing grew. As Demeter continued her desperate search, the cries of the people reached the gods on Mount Olympus. Zeus could not ignore the suffering any longer, so he sent Hermes to the underworld to bring Persephone back. Meanwhile, Persephone felt nothing but sorrow and fear. The darkness, the shadows, and the eternal silence of the underworld were unlike anything she had ever known. She missed the sun, the warmth of her mother, and the life-filled world above. However, Hades treated Persephone with kindness and respect, offering her a throne beside his own and showing her the wealth and wonders of the underworld. Though it was a harsh and gloomy place, Hades hoped to make her feel welcome. When Hermes arrived, he found Hades sitting next to Persephone in his dark palace. Hades didn't want to let Persephone go, but he agreed to Zeus's command. However, before Persephone left, Hades offered her a pomegranate. Without knowing its significance, Persephone ate several seeds. Hermes then took Persephone back to the surface, where her mother was waiting. Demeter was overjoyed to see her daughter again, but when she learned that Persephone had eaten the pomegranate seeds, her heart sank. In their beliefs, eating food from the underworld meant you were bound to it forever. Hades proposed a compromise. Persephone would spend part of the year in the underworld with his, and the other part on the surface with her mother. When Persephone was in the underworld, Demeter's sadness would cause winter to fall, and the earth would become barren. But when Persephone returned, Demeter's joy would bring spring, and the earth would bloom again. And so the seasons were born. Persephone became both the goddess of spring and the queen of the underworld, representing the balance between life and death, light and darkness. Over time, she began to see Hades as a partner rather than a captor. She adapted to her role in the underworld, and she accepted both sides of who she was. Her yearly journey between the realms brought both winter and spring, showing the ongoing cycle of new beginnings and rest.